Hello everyone, it's Elaine. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today for this cute lawn fawn scene featuring lots of cute mice who are busy baking in the kitchen for Santa. So I'm using lots of lawn fawn sets here. I've got Sprinkled with Joy, Christmas Dreams, Holiday Helpers. I will also be using some stamps from the Ho Ho Holidays, Baked with Love, and also A Creature Was Stirring. That was the inspiration for this card, which first sparked my idea about a little production line for these baking mice. So I'm going to jump into the card here, starting off with lots of colouring. This card and video is quite colouring intensive, so if you'd rather skip this, then I will put the timestamp where you can pick up where I start building the card and skip the colouring. If you like watching colouring, then there is plenty for you here in this video. I will put all of the supplies I've used down in the description box, along with the link to the blog post and all of the Copic colours I have used on this card. I have tried to keep all the pinks the same pink and the same reds the same red, etc. But if you are interested in any of that, then yep, go ahead and check the description box, and I'm going to pop on some music and you can enjoy the colouring. So I'm finishing up the colouring here with this bowl. I'm using my E50s for this bowl. So I will just finish that up, and in a moment I'm going to be popping the butter image inside the bowl, and this is what my little mouse is going to be standing on. So I use my craft knife to make an incision along that line, and then I can slide the butter inside and flip it over, put a bit of washi on the back, and that will secure that down flat. Now I don't own any Lawn Fawn slimline dies, but I'm created my own base here. This panel measures 8 3/8 by 3 3/8 and will fit with a small board around the edge on an 8.5 by 3.5 inch card base. So I'm starting off with some spun sugar in Distress Oxide ink, coming in with some picked raspberry, focusing all of the colour mainly on that top edge to give the illusion of some wallpaper fading as we reach the floor. Just to darken that up, I'm bringing in Festive Berries in Distress ink. So I've sped that up, really, really simple, and doesn't need to be perfect because we're going to be adding some of these little white dots in groupings of 3 using a white gel pen. Nothing too precise, just to break up that background and give the illusion of some wallpaper. So I knew that my sentiment was going to have to be quite small, so I'm using 2 small stamps together for this card. I'm using Not a Creature Was Stirring, and in brackets, except in the kitchen. So I've got my mini Misti here. I've got my black cardstock treated with my anti-static powder tool, and I'm inking both those stamps up separately with some Versamark ink and coating that with my Ranger super fine white embossing powder, heating that with my heat tool. And once that turns nice and glossy and I've left it just to cool down for a second, I'm trimming both of those sentiments out into 2 small strips, just like so. So I'll be using those in a moment. I've set those aside for now. So I did spend quite a long time just arranging these images here, and once I've arranged them, I do like to just take a quick picture on my phone so I've got it as reference, and then I glue some of the images together in small groupings. I just find that easier to work with, and I know that my placement is just right. So secure my oven down as that needed to be in the middle, and now I can start adding in my little baking mice. These are preparing the cookie dough and doing all the mixing with all their little baking utensils. I did bring in these Dandy Day mice. I coloured these all exactly the same with E40 markers, and they're going to be sitting on the oven and looking at the gingerbread mice baking away in the oven. And now I can move on to the far right with all of the baked goodies ready for Santa in all their glory. So again, just pulling in all of those lovely images, taking my time to build the scene. And as I feel like there's a gap or I need to add more, I just went away and coloured a few more images. And this really did take some time, but it was really, really fun to make. So adding a few more cookies here at the bottom, using my jewel picker to help me place everything. So once I'm happy with that, I can add on my sentiment. So again, I'm just using liquid adhesive for this. And once they are secured, I'm using some double-sided adhesive all around the edge and in that middle part. Make sure it's all nicely secure. This is my card base here, 8.5 inches by 3.5 inches. Then I can secure down that panel, and that leaves a really nice thin edge all the way around. Press that down firmly so it's all nicely stuck down. Decided to start embellishing a few of my elements. So I've got my Nuvo Aqua Shimmer pen here, just picking out a few things to make nice and glittery. Got to have a lot of sparkle on a Christmas card. So all of the plates and the oven mitts. I'm adding some black glaze gel pen to some of the mice's eyes. And I forgot to add a little smiley face to the centre of my oven, so I'm using my VersaFine Onyx Black ink with a little smiley face from one of the Lawn Fawn sets on a little acrylic block. And then I did feel like some more elements needed to be added to this left side, so I stamped out the little shaker jars from various sets. I turned them into cinnamon jars, and my little mice is shaking in some cinnamon granules. And for final embellishment, I'm using the Nuvo glaze on some of the cooker knobs and holly or berries, and the gems around the gingerbread house. So that finishes up my card for today. I really hope you enjoyed it. This was so fun to make, and I think it's one of my favourite Christmas cards so far this year. And if you liked it, please leave me a like, drop me a comment if you have any questions at all, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.